Now, since we are entering Ramadan, I thought of, coming to this issue of fasting from the same book, Nur Ul Idaah, and then we stop at, istinja. So we remember that, inshallah ta'ala. After Ramadan, we just, resume from that side. But at the moment, we just go through in the next 2-3 weeks, the fiqh of fasting. So what is fasting? Very briefly, it means imsak. It means to refrain, abstain. And obviously it's abstention during the daylight from having anything coming inside the stomach, to the mouth, nose, or any cavity. And it shouldn't even reach your brain, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And you also have to refrain from sexual gratification. And it has to be done by a Muslim, sane, mature, and someone free from any excuses, which is the hayd and nifas, the menstrual bleeding and postnatal bleeding. With respect to intention, which is knowing is in one's heart that one will fast on that day. Now, you cannot have any action done without intention. So even if you just wake up in the morning for suhoor, that is intention. You don't have to verbalize it. You don't have to say it out loud. If it's in your heart, then it's done. What causes the fast to be obligatory? Ramadan. The month of Ramadan gives you, every day becomes a, absolute necessary for you to fast on that day. Without excuse, you can't skip it. And if you have ability, you have to do it. If you have all the conditions to fulfill, then you have to do it. You must be free from ill health. You must be free from the menstrual period and postnatal bleeding, and also travel. Otherwise, it would not be obligatory on you to fast while you're traveling. If you're unwell, you're excused. Likewise, breastfeeding mothers, if they fear that through fasting, they would not be able to fulfill the requirement of the baby as they are hungry themselves, if they fear and if they know for sure out of sincerity. Likewise, if they're pregnant and they think that I cannot maintain or it would harm my baby, then they would be excused as well. But they have to make up later on. We'll cover that subsequently. So what validates the fasting of Ramadan? Intention, and to be free from anything that is contrary to fasting, such as the bleeding of any sort, which is like in those two bleeding, not istihada, because that does not become a forbiddance for fasting, and anything that would break your fast. Now, if someone had nocturnal emission, or if they had sexual relationship and they woke up and this is about suhoor time and they have not done their ghusl yet, they can still continue. Their fast is valid. You do not need to be in the state of purity, major or minor, for your fast to be valid. You can just carry on. So, but obviously you try to do the ghusl as soon as possible, but you don't have to be in that state. So make sure that you do not fast thinking, oh, since I couldn't take my ghusl on time, I'm not going to fast today. I can't fast it. No, you can. Okay. The different types of fasting: fard, wajib, sunnah, mustahab, nafl. So what is fard? Ramadan fast. Qada fast. You couldn't make it last year because of sickness or travel, you have to do it. Kafara, you made a mistake by actually breaking your fast without any reason. Or another fast, where you have vowed that you would fast, and that becomes a fard fast. You have to do those. Wajib is a voluntary fast, nafil fast. But remember, in Hanafi school, if you started in nafil action, you don't have to do that nafil action, but you did it, two sunnah or two nafil, or nafil fast, you just started off. Once you started it, it becomes obligatory. Then you have to continue. You can't say, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. Half day. You can break your nafil fast for a reason or for no reason, but then you have to make up for that fast. That becomes wajib now. Once you started in nafli action, you have to then continue it. Or if you couldn't for any reason, then you have to make up for that. And this is based on the Quranic ayah, وَلَا تُبْطِلُوا أَعْمَالَكُمْ. Do not nullify your good deeds. So since you violated it, you have to just make up for that. It becomes wajib according to Hanafi school, not according to other schools. Okay, so a voluntary fast which you broke without completion. Sunnah is Ashura fast, the 10th of Muharram. Mustahab is Ayyamul Bid, the white days, Mondays and Thursdays, 6th of Shawwal, Siyam of Dawood, alternate days. These are all Mustahab, good Sunnah. And Nafil is voluntary fast. Any day other than the disliked days are Nafil. They're used interchangeably sometimes. And there are two types of fasting with regards to, that you can't fast. So makruh, there are two makruh. Makruh is tahrimi and tanzihi. So on the day of Eid, Eid al-Fitr, and the Eid al-Adha, 4 days. Remember, Eid only 1st of Shawwal, after Ramadan, the 1st of Shawwal, that's only 1 day. Obviously, culturally, we have 3 days of Eid. People think on Eid, like Eid al-Fitr, after Ramadan, that's only 1 day Eid, by the way, Islamically. No 3 days of Eid. Or we get holidays in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Muslim countries, Indonesia, but that's cultural. Islamically, it's just 1 day. Likewise, for Tanzihi, so those, but Eid al-Adha, the slaughter, or slaughtering Eid, you have 4 days. So Eid day, which is 10th of Dhul Hijjah, then 11th, 12th, 13th, all 4 days. So altogether 5 days. First 1 day, first Shawwal, and 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 5 days in a year that you cannot fight. It's close to haram, major sin. Don't do that. And Tanzihi, singling out Friday or Saturday. Why? It was then, not now anymore. Then when people did not have clear idea, Islam was just new to people. And as Jewish people have taken Saturday as their special day, it was feared that perhaps Muslim would take Friday as their special day for Ibadah, rest of the day do a special. There is a lot of merit for Friday, but it is not a day to be singled out for fasting. Hence why fasting on Friday alone was considered disliked, so that people do not take it as people of book have done. And now that it has not been established and people know there's no special day. In fact, Thursdays and Mondays are the special day that you can fast on, single out, but not Friday. So people are okay with that. Now, if you have to fast on Friday for whatever reason, it's okay, because that's a comfortable day for you because you've got a day off or half day for that day. So you want to do it on that day. That's perfectly fine. So some people would go and show you the hadith, or Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, don't fast on Friday, but that is meant for the time. It's not an absolute like hurma there. It's not haram. It is, if you have that idea, don't do it. If you do not have that idea, it's okay. But if you have alternative, which is attach it with another day, Saturday or Thursday, that's even better to avoid the difference of opinion. And likewise, festival of non-Muslims, they fast on those days, no rules and things like that. Don't follow those days. We shouldn't be copying them. Likewise, the 9th of Ashura is good day to fast along with the 10. And Sawmul Wisal, likewise, combined fast is disliked as well for believers, for masses, for common people, like fasting today and not breaking it at Maghrib time, but carrying on until the next morning, until the next Maghrib, or even the 3rd day. That Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do, but it is not for us, because it's very, very difficult and undue hardship. We shouldn't be going that way. That is disliked. Likewise, some Siyamud Dahr, and there are 3 types of Sawmud Dahr. Sawmud Dahr means a day you fast on every day, or alternate days, or even those makruh days. But that is not considered a done thing. We shouldn't be delving into that. Some spiritual masters or some particular people might want to do that, inshallah. We leave it there because the intention has got some details, and I'm conscious of the time that we have got our Asr prayer starting in a few minutes. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.